Hello, friends. Welcome to episode 5 of the podcast. In this podcast, we're gonna answer all your burning questions.
Woo!
So we've hand selected a couple of the questions from our Instagram messages, and we're gonna answer some stuff. And then we have a recipe and a hospitality tip in one 2-for-1 deal. I mean, who doesn't love a 2-for-1 deal?
Our guests love a 2-for-1 deal.
Let's roll the music.
So recipe and hospitality tip, we're going to roll this all into one. I just wanted to give a quick little tip for those of you who have groups coming out of town to come and visit you, or family coming into town. I feel like especially with Easter, if you're not sure like what to serve people, one thing that I've learned to do on retreats that works really well is an oatmeal bar. And I actually personally did not really love oatmeal for a lot of years.
Does anyone really like oatmeal?
Yeah, plenty of people love oatmeal.
Okay. I may have offended a lot of people by asking.
Do you not?
I'm sorry if you're offended.
I thought you liked
question.
oatmeal.
Not really.
Oh my word.
I
what?
only like oatmeal if there's stuff in it.
Yeah, well, that's my, yeah. Okay, well, that's what we're going to talk about.
That's your punchline? I stole your punchline?
You
Dang
stole it.
Oh, I'm the worst.
Oh my gosh. It's fine. Okay, so with large groups and retreats, I like to do oatmeal bars, but I like to really elevate those oatmeal bars because sometimes I feel like it can be, yeah, like Joel was saying, like oatmeal is not the best on its own, but usually I'll just like have a bunch of stuff on hand that you can pull out easily. It doesn't require a lot of prep work or anything like that. And so I love granola in oatmeal. It gives the perfect crunch. It's actually one of the only ways I can get through oatmeal because I'm a massive texture person.
Which is kind of strange putting granola.
No,
oatmeal.
it's so good. And so I will link my granola recipe, my favorite granola recipe below for any of you who want to use it as an oatmeal topper. But yeah, just having like fresh fruit on hand and then maybe some maple syrup to put in there, maybe some brown sugar. Shredded coconut is also a really popular one.
I thought you were going to say shredded cheddar.
That would be gross. Don't do that. Chocolate chips. People like chocolate chips and oatmeal. But yeah, then you can just put out something quick and it doesn't have to feel like you're like, oh my gosh, I have to make pancakes, or oh my gosh, I have to make, waffles, or I'm going to have extra batter, or, I don't know, like, or I have to bake a billion muffins or something like that. It just is so much quicker if you can just go to the store and then in the morning just whip up some oatmeal. Or if you want them to make their own oatmeal in the microwave, they can do that too. But if you have guests coming over, even if it's just a few people, sometimes having an oatmeal bar is just really helpful. And it's one of those things that you can even set out at night and just have the fruit in the fridge. And then if they are early risers and they wake up before you in your house, you don't have to worry about getting up at the crack of dawn. And if somebody's hungry, they can just make their own oatmeal, or, it's like
Kids
super
eat
easy.
It, teens eat it.
Yeah.
Adults eat it. It's an overall win.
Crowd pleaser.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's a build your own situation so people can make their own choices of what they want in it. They can make it super healthy with just fruit and oatmeal. They can make it, a little bit sweeter with some chocolate chips and maple syrup.
It's a choose your own adventure.
It's a choose your own adventure type
Which
of
I feel like
breakfast.
we're about that lifestyle.
Yes.
It's like many options can be helpful.
Yeah.
Unless if you get overstimulated by options and you're like, give me 3.
Yes. Just remember when you put the granola in the oven, if you choose to use my granola recipe and make it ahead of time, it does usually keep for probably I would say a week on the countertop.
And it's good on its own.
And it's good
in yogurt.
Yeah. It's good in oat milk, just as like a cereal.
Put it on ice cream.
Ooh, that
like a solid vanilla ice cream with a chocolate drizzle on top.
Stop it right now. What?
See, we just invented a new dessert.
Oh my gosh.
Live on the podcast.
Yum. So yeah. Anyway, if you do that recipe, just make sure you're constantly, checking on it. Granola goes from not cooked to burned very fast. So
yes.
Remember that. But yeah, oatmeal bar, And then I'll also put in the description some of our favorite toppings so that you can have those on hand too.
And you really can't go wrong.
No. And it's going to be easy and it's going to save you a bunch of time.
Yes. Double win. All right. Burning questions.
Yeah. Thank you to all of you on Instagram who decided to share some questions that you have about innkeeper life. That was really helpful for us. So we picked 7 and some of these are like really short. And then some of these are a little bit more in depth. So we're just going to go through them. And yeah, some of them are kind of funny. So here we go. The first question is, how much stuff gets stolen at a bed and breakfast? And honestly, not that much.
No, I feel like we've had like little things.
Like what?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen like spoons go.
How would you ever know if a spoon left?
Like, our mini spoons in the espresso.
Oh, that's true.
I've seen that.
We have seen
but
those.
No one's like taking the espresso cup.
Yeah, no. Nobody takes the espresso cup.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think we've really had that much stolen. So, I mean, that's a testament to our guests.
Yeah.
The bed and breakfast crowd is a little bit classier. I mean, they'll take like shampoo or, bath salts, but that's stuff that we're not going to reuse anyway because that's gross.
Right. Because we do the whole, like, you go to a hotel and you have like the little mini shampoos.
Yeah.
Like, we give that to everyone.
Right.
But that's for them to use, and if they want to take it. I mean,
yeah.
We've gone overseas and I've taken the little shampoo.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I will say that we've had more stuff broken.
Yeah, definitely broken stuff, yes.
Like glasses. We've had like lamps broke.
Mugs.
Furniture's been broke. Like people just, accidentally break stuff. Or maybe on purpose. I don't know. I don't feel like on purpose.
I don't think it's on purpose. Yeah, I feel like we deal with more of like stains.
Yeah.
And
all sorts of stains, and I'm sure you can imagine what kind. They come from your body.
But thankfully, not a lot of things stolen.
Yeah.
So
not much stolen.
No.
All right. Next question. Do you sleep at the inn while guests are there?
We sure do.
Know it. Yep. You can't be a bed and breakfast if you don't have an innkeeper there. So we live on property and we sleep there. And, it's like you work from home 24/7.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It'd be nice to not live right underneath of you guys as you're staying.
Well, right now we live in an apartment in one of the houses.
Because sometimes we hear things. And I know we're a romantic getaway. Okay, I get it. But also.
Yeah. Am I going to have to put an E explicit? For this?
No.
Just kidding.
No.
But
anyway,
maybe one day we'll have our own little place.
Yeah.
On property.
On property.
Still,
yeah.
Because we're a bed and breakfast, but we might have our own little innkeeper shed.
Yeah. A little shed would be great. But yeah, for right now, we live on property and we're right underneath of you.
Yes.
All right, number 3, how do you juggle family and kids with a B&B? I feel like this is a really common one, especially for those of you who are like wanting to get into being an innkeeper, but you don't really know, what that entails, or if you can even do that with kids. We only have one kid. Maya is our daughter.
She is
13.
7th grade.
And yeah. So I feel like it's a lot easier with one kid, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know that we could do this with multiple kids.
Well, and I mean, she's a 13-year-old, so she's definitely becoming more independent.
Yeah, exactly.
I think like 5 years ago, we would have been like, there's no way we can do this. Just she was young. But now that she's older, it's like.
But I also think that there are definitely ways, if you have multiple kids, to do this life pretty easily. Like, I don't know, like 6 months out of the year we're slammed and 6 months out of the year we're pretty dead. And that happens to be like basically the school year.
Yeah.
If you're a homeschool family, like the flexibility of this job is insane. I mean, the fact that we could just pick up and take Maya to Europe for 2 weeks in November last year. I mean, that was incredible. And though homeschooling wasn't necessarily our first choice, we have found the flexibility to be huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and I are running a nonprofit and a bed and breakfast full time right now.
Yeah.
And I think if you were just running the inn and you weren't worried about like fundraising or meetings or, you know, like things like that, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my load would feel a lot lighter.
Yeah. And even in the summer, I feel like we tried our best to like shut it off.
Yeah.
And then, you know, where we're at, we have a ton of lakes and Maya loves swimming. So we were like pretty much at the beach every day.
Yeah.
Like
it was
going
so nice.
paddleboarding or going swimming, and we had friends visit. And so I feel like we were trying our best to just have that boundary too of like, okay, we know after 2:00 we're self-checking at the inn, and 95 out of 100 people can figure it out. So it's like pretty easy for us to walk away in the afternoon to spend time with Maya. So then we're not like only working 24/7.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's like working in boundaries and family time. Or like Sunday afternoons, because most of the time people don't come in on Sundays. So we're like, we're just not going to do anything. Let what needs to be done can be done tomorrow.
Like in the wintertime.
Yeah. Or I feel like in the summer, we're trying to, I think we're definitely going to get better this year.
Yeah, we had a lot of Monday guests in the summer last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are a lot of days, you're right, where we just like, okay, yeah. I mean, we have to be done by basically 2 is our goal every day, to be done by 2.
Yeah.
With the bed and breakfast stuff. And then Joel and I work on the nonprofit after hours. But 2, we have to shut everything off because check-in's at 3 and we don't want, sometimes we have to push it past 2 if we have a full house that we're flipping together and, you know, we're cleaning 9 rooms and 9 bathrooms and the common areas and everything else. But, yeah, we really do try to pretty much just cut it off by 2. And then we have family time in the summer. But yeah, it's totally doable with kids. I feel like juggling the bed and breakfast life is a challenge at first, but every bed and breakfast, I'm sure, has such a different rhythm to what that looks like. So yeah, but it's doable. It's great. We have found incredible flexibility with it. We love that we can just, you know, pour into Maya and be here for her. And yeah, it's been a really good season for our family, for sure.
Yeah, it's been awesome. How many times do you make a bed in a week?
That's a good question.
Depends on the week.
Depends on the week.
I mean, so we have 9 rooms and there are 7 days. So what's 9 times 7? You don't know your times tables, do you? 63.
It's 63.
So
I guess
there are weeks in the summer where, I don't think we're getting up to 63 a week.
No, because people stay for multiple days.
But because people stay for multiple days. But on a weekend, we've had where Saturday we flip all 9, Sunday we flip all 9, and that's 18. But now it's like we don't have that many beds to make.
We're lucky if we make 10 beds a week, probably, right now.
But summertime, it's definitely more.
But summertime, it could be like 30.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
40. Yeah.
Just kind of depends. Because we've had guests stay like a whole week.
Right.
So like we do the check-in service or whatever. Turn down. Isn't that what it's called?
Turn down would be like at night where we're like tucking them in.
Oh, I can never remember the name. I should know this. But it's like you go and you make the room after someone's gone.
Yeah. Like basic daily housekeeping almost, but we don't do it daily.
No,
we check in a couple times a week.
Because what I'm trying to say is like if someone stays for a whole week, we don't just like, unless if they want to. Because some guests are like, I don't want you to touch my stuff.
Yeah.
But then sometimes people are like, hey, would you mind changing out the sheets?
Like a little refresh. Like refresh the towels. We like remake the bed, take out their trash, replace the trash bags.
I'm calling it turn down. Turn down.
People are going to be
like,
what?
See? exactly. Was that
Turned
Little
out
John? Right?
Anyway.
The millennials coming out. Okay. What's the next one? How often do you close so you're able to have a break? Oh, that's a great question. Well, in the winter, I feel like we purposely just close down weekends that we think no one's going to be here. So like holidays, it was like Christmas, we closed down because last Christmas, no one was here. Thanksgiving, we closed down because there was like no one.
Mm-hmm.
Easter is next week as we're filming this and filming it. We're just recording it. We dropped the video for now. And I feel like we just intentionally took that off. But in the summer, we are going to intentionally take random days throughout the week that we kind of know from previous years of like the ebb and flow of our area for travel. And we're going to intentionally take those days off because we had one day off last summer, complete day off. And that was Britt's 30th birthday.
Between Memorial Day and the end of October.
Yeah.
So that was an absolute grind. And we swore we were never going to do that again. So this year we looked at the calendar ahead of time and we were like, okay, we're going to set aside at least once a month a complete shut off. And then we have a couple of like half day situations that we've planned. So we try not to take any time off in the summer because that is our moneymaker. And that's what gets us through the slow winter months. So if we were more sustainable in the wintertime and springtime, we probably wouldn't have to work as much in the summer, but
and I hope
here we are.
If we don't have any guests, like say on a random Wednesday, we're just going to be like, okay, we're not doing any work today.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to definitely scale back. Cause I think last summer we were like, no, we got to get it all in.
Which was insane.
I was toasty.
But I mean, we went to, like we said, we went to Europe in November of last year with Maya for 2 weeks. And then in a few weeks, we're also heading out of the country. I am leading a women's retreat in the Faroe Islands because we still run fun women's retreats and couples retreats focused on hospitality and culinary experiences. And so I'll be leaving for that here in a couple weeks. But yeah, so we try. We're trying to, and retreats are also work in a sense too. It's not like we get a relaxing experience out of retreats as much as I love them. Like I'm still very much on. And so we've also, I think, had to learn like a retreat doesn't count as a vacation because we're basically just taking the bed and breakfast on the road. At that point, I'm still serving 8 to 10 to 15 people on any retreat. So
it's still hospitality, just looks different.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Who takes care of the outside?
Yeah, this was a great question because I feel like because the first part of this was like, I know it's a lot of work to, take care of the inside of an inn, like who takes care of the outside. In the wintertime, it's us. We don't have anybody helping. Joel and I do the snow blowing. Our driveway is a 1/4 mile long and then has a parking lot. So it's kind of a lot.
Snow blow it.
And he snow blows it with a 27-inch snow blower.
28.
28?
If anyone wants to gift me a 32-inch,
that would really be incredible. But
the reality is, like anything in business, if you don't do it, you have to pay someone to do it. Mm-hmm. And in the winter, it's just so slow around here. And I actually really enjoy snow blowing because I just pop in a podcast or listen to music and just go out there and shovel.
Yeah. And then, I'll shovel the walkways and you snow blow the rest. And it's perfect.
Yeah,
we got a little system down. But in the summertime,
we pay a guy to mow because it's just way too much for us to keep up on the lawn. And
I mean, we've got like an acre of lawn to be mowed, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a large space.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's great not having to worry about that when we're cleaning the inside in the summers when we're swamped.
And working with guests and like it's full on.
Making breakfast in the mornings. Like, it's
just
so
one
nice.
less. Because I thought like when we first got here, because I also love to mow. I did lawn care in college, and so like I love doing it. So then
Being
I was
outside.
like, yeah, you sit outside, you pop in a podcast, you get that nice tan. Remember our first year, the summer we got married?
Yeah.
I was mowing for church.
Yeah.
And dang, that tan was nice.
You were so tan for our wedding, and I looked like a freaking ghost.
No, you looked amazing. So beautiful.
Oh, you're sweet.
And you still look beautiful.
Well, 19-year-old Brit.
Yeah. But all that to say, it's a lot of fun to get out there, but it's just not.
Totally.
We just don't have time.
It's not sustainable.
I'd rather go to the beach with Maya.
Yeah, exactly. There are other things we can do outside that are just as fun.
Yes.
And then last question. We made it.
Man, we're almost there. Is it really as fun or as exciting as Gilmore Girls makes it out to be?
I'm so proud of you. On the show notes, I just put GG, and Joel just knows Gilmore Girls.
Look, everyone wants to know. Okay, Lorelai. Oh, whatever.
What?
I don't know. I'm just being silly.
Yeah, Gilmore Girls makes it look super great.
Yeah.
And it is great.
I mean, I'm going to put it this way. I think Hollywood makes everything look awesome, even the worst jobs, except for dirty jobs with Mike Rowe. That was like straight fact. And
this is gross.
I watched that a ton, and I'm like, okay, they're actually like more legit than not. And Gilmore Girls is not dirty jobs. Gilmore Girls is a rom-com dramedy.
Yeah, kind of.
Is that what? Mm-hmm. So I feel like they got to romanticize that, you know, owning an inn is really fun. But at the end of the day, we're like scrubbing crap off of toilets.
Yeah.
So there are fun moments.
Yeah.
And there are also like, you know, like I do maintenance, and part of maintenance stuff is cleaning out P-traps. And if you know how to clean out a P-trap,
you know it's disgusting.
Drains. It like, you know, most people can't even handle cleaning out their own drain. Think about cleaning out a drain for a bunch of people that you don't even know.
Yeah.
So it's not a glamorous job sometimes, but sometimes it is.
Yeah, right.
I never saw Lorelai clean out a drain.
You didn't make it past season 3.
That's true. I didn't.
Maybe she does that in season 4.
Crap. Secret's out. The cat's out of the bag. Oopsies.
Oh man. Yeah. I think it's definitely fun and exciting. And I think Gilmore Girls does a good job of showing the good parts of innkeeper life.
Yes.
And I think it's super fun to get to meet new people constantly. I wish I had a Suki. I love being in the kitchen, but it would be nice to have
you are Suki.
Like a private chef.
Yeah.
You know, who's just willing to come and cook for us and just makes up all of these things all the time, and her sole purpose is like food.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I love being, or just somebody to clean constantly. I don't know, so that I could be in the kitchen. One or the other. It'd be really great. But yeah, no, it is fun. It's a fun job.
It is fun.
It's exciting. It's weird because like no 2 days feels the same, but yet it also gets monotonous. Like how is that a thing?
It feels the same, but it's not the same.
Like, oh, okay, I'm cleaning rooms again today. But it's like, it's still different because like this morning we didn't have plated breakfast, or I got to sleep in a little, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird schedule, and it's very hard to find like good rhythms, I think.
Yeah. But all that to say, it's like, I feel like TV always makes things look great.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like that's any field.
Any field. Yep. 100%.
You can't necessarily trust Hollywood. I'll just leave it at that.
You say
I'll
that
get off my soapbox.
You say that like most people probably wouldn't agree with you, even though I'm pretty sure they would.
Just don't trust. You can't believe everything you see or read on the internet.
They can't post anything on the internet that's not true, Joel.
Like, what was that? The State Farm or Allstate?
I'm a French model.
Commercial like a decade ago. Dude walks up. I'm a French model. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
We quote that a lot to each other.
We do.
So.
Absolutely. It's kind of a staple in our house.
Yeah. You are now in the inside joke of the Jacobson household.
Welcome.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for asking those questions on Instagram.
Yes.
And if you guys have any other questions about what it's like to run an inn, we would love to answer them for you on our podcast, because I feel like it's easier to just kind of batch these questions and then like share about them instead of like trying to answer them all on Instagram.
Yeah.
But and we like sharing about it, because what feels normal to us is probably like, wow, I can't imagine, or like, wow, I have no idea what it's like to run an inn or a bed and breakfast. And you and I just think like, oh, well, that's a Tuesday, Yeah. So when you're in it, sometimes it's hard to see what is unique about the job. And so it's kind of fun to answer these questions for you, because it makes us think like, oh, people do actually wonder about those things, or like, that's something I never would have explained or thought about, or like the stealing stuff one. Like, I know hotels have a massive problem with robes and slippers and stuff like that. Yeah. Or pillows, I've heard too. But just certain things we don't deal with here as a bed and breakfast.
Yeah. But email us. Yeah. Instagram us more questions, and then maybe we'll do another podcast.
Maybe.
Soon.
Until next time, friends.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And last thing, if you haven't subscribed to our podcast, and maybe this is your first time listening or a couple times in, be sure to subscribe and rate us, because that helps the algorithm.
It does.
Which would be really great for us. So,
yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, friends.
Bye.